Hi, my name is Tanya and I'm a sewaholic. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is my second Sunday sewing catch-up and it is a very grey and rainy day in Austria today, so I decided to make my sewing space a little bit more cozy than normal. I lighted a candle, I put on my fairy lights, and I have a good cup of tea in my very favorite china that I got at a flea market recently. So I'll have a sip it first and we can start. Today I will talk about the things I sewed this week, stuff that is sewing related that happened to me this week, and also about the plans I am planning to do next week. Okay, so last week in my Sunday sewing catch-up I told you that I don't normally sew a lot in the evenings or in the week, during the day or on the evenings. In the evenings, that doesn't matter really. And of course, as it is, this week I sewed quite a lot and I really got my sewjo back, which is lovely because I've not really lost it, but it was not like I had a lot of motivation to sew. And I think I found out the reason for that, which is quite interesting to me, because it seems the reason was that I had the feeling I am sewing too much. I have a very full wardrobe at home and there are lots of me-mates in there, but there are also ready-to-wear clothes that I owned for a few years and that I still love and don't want to give up. But yeah, it's very full and we don't have a lot of space for the extra things I'm sewing. So I had the feeling that I have to stop myself a bit and just sew basics and don't be as creative as I would normally be with my sewing. And that resulted in me making like one piece a week in the evenings, and I would stop like after an hour or 2 hours of sewing and I would tell myself, you have to put it away now, put it in a bag and then come back to it tomorrow so you don't finish it too fast. And maybe that sounds very weird, but that was just in my head, and I realized that I would never get into that flow state when I'm sewing. And that happened to me when I started sewing all the time. I was in this zone. I was really concentrated on what I'm doing right now. I didn't hear or see what was happening around me. I was listening to music, to podcasts, and was just sewing along, having a cup of tea, having some sweets, and I had the best time. And that got on this journey of mine, I lost it somewhere. And this week I was a bit frustrated. I don't even know why, but one evening I decided, okay, Tanya, you can take all the time you want. Just sew this garment until you're finished and do what makes you happy. And I did, and it was the best feeling. And I came back to that kind of feeling that I want to sew in the evenings and spend as much time as I wish to be creative. And sewing is all about being creative for me and doing stuff with my hands. And so I finished 3 garments this week. I was inspired to do one garment I didn't even have in my head. And I also did another craft, which was embroidering. And yeah, I'm really happy about that fact. If you have these weird kind of sewing motivation lacks or ideas in your head that you are not allowed to produce too many clothes, then let me know, because I would really be interested if it's just me or that happens to anyone else. I don't know. Sometimes I have the feeling I have weird ideas in my head, but yeah, sustainability is a big topic for me. I want to live a sustainable lifestyle as far as it's possible for me, and having too much is not sustainable in my eyes, but I think I shouldn't give up my creativity, if that makes sense. If it makes me happy, if it makes me feel good, I can be a better person for myself and also the people surrounding me, which is maybe a bit philosophical, but that's how I feel. Yeah. But now, enough of the rambling, I want to show you what I made. And for that, I have to quickly go to my clothing rack here in my office sewing room and get the first dress. So the first thing I made is a plan that I talked to you about in last week's Sunday Sewing Catchup, and it is the Lova dress by Bara Studio. I made the smallest size, which I'm not sure if it is an XS or 34, but I will link everything down below. And yeah, I really like it. I like it more than I expected, to be honest. The fabric from Selfmade is really, really nice to wear. It feels very good on your skin, and it is not, I think it is not a viscose twill, but it feels heavier than a viscose challis or something like that. So yeah, it's quite substantial, and I love the green. I love the slightly retro print on it. The ruffles on here are gorgeous, and it fits me quite well. But I did a few adaptations, alterations, whatever you want to call it, to it. I took, I think, 11 centimeters of the bodice piece because it was a very awkward length on me. It came to below my knees, but it wasn't midi, it wasn't short, it just didn't look right on me. So I shortened it quite a bit, this part here, and it is now a mini dress, and I feel quite comfortable in that. Then I also did some alterations to the sleeves. I omitted the cuff that came with the pattern, and I just lengthened the sleeve for about 7 centimeters, and then I inserted an elastic. And that is my preferred sleeve finish, and I love it. I also made the ruffle a bit wider because I wanted it to be a bit more statement. So I added 2 centimeters to the width of the ruffle, and then I did something stupid. I apparently forgot that I'm a girl with a very flat chest. And I thought, oh no, most of these V-neck clients, they come up too high and it looks, or it is not the look that I want to go for. And I decided to lower the V-neck line for 2 centimeters, which turned out was too much. And it is now a very, very deep V. I can wear it with a lacy, cute bra underneath, or like a vest top, but it is not work appropriate really. And I'm not sure if I would feel comfortable in every day-to-day situation with it being so low, which is quite annoying because I think it would have been perfect if I wouldn't have lowered it for 2 centimeters. So now I'm thinking about making it a bit higher again. And my method of doing that would be to just like kind of having a dart in the front, if that makes sense. I pinned it here. I just put a little pin in here to get it a bit higher up, and then I would have this kind of pleat in the front. I didn't sew it down because I have to try it on at first, but it would put the neckline higher up again. Yeah, but it's not the neckline I would have liked, but honestly we learn from our mistakes, don't we? So yeah, but all in all, I love it. I wore it this week already and it felt very good. So on to the second make. And the second thing I made this week is a McCall's dress as a top. And it is the pattern that everyone made last week. last year. It is the I have to have a look. It is the M7969. This one, I have the pattern here. And I made the size XS. I made view A, and I shortened the skirt quite a bit, so it is more a peplum rather than a skirt. And this make was inspired by the lovely Alexandra Burnett. I hope I said her name correctly. She's also on YouTube, and she did a very nice, like, cozy sewing vlog where she talked about you have to hide sometimes to really get back to yourself. And she pulled out a white linen fabric, I think it was, to make this top. And I enjoyed the video very much. I told her already. And I was also very inspired. And I had this leftover fabric in my stash because I also did something sewing related this week, which was sorting through my fabric stash. And then I came across this one, which is a cotton poplin or cotton voile, I think, from Selfmade, which I got last year. It has these horses on it. It's a pale lilac background with orange horses. And I made a lovely hazel dress last year, which I love wearing because the fabric is so lightweight. And I just had enough to squeeze out this top. And I sewed it in one evening and I had the best time. I documented it on my Instagram, so follow me over there if you want to. In my stories, I documented it. And I put this cute little label that I got from Hazel Sister when I ordered some fabric there in the back on the outside, because I thought if someone stands behind me and they read "You look lovely," maybe it puts a smile on their face, and I would think that is quite cute. So yeah, I wore this one twice this week already because it's so comfortable and it looks cool with white jeans, and I felt great. And it's quite cottagecore, which I love. Yeah, that was my second make, and now on to my third one. And believe it or not, I sewed the Talia one-piece swimsuit by Edgewater Avenue yesterday, and it was totally unplanned. I just needed a sewing fix yesterday in the evening, and so I made this pattern and it worked, and I think it is one of the coolest pieces I ever made, not because I did such a great job, but because the pattern is great. It worked well, it suits me, I think, and I feel so good in it. I made the size XS, and you won't really be able to see it here because it is quite slinky and it has many cutouts. But after I finished it yesterday, I took a photo just of the upper part because it is very cheeky in the back and also very revealing. So I don't want to put that on YouTube. I'm not that confident, but I will put the picture I made from the upper part of it here somewhere so you can see it. And yeah, it is basically like it has this crossover detail in the front, then it ties in the back, and it has like a very cheeky bottom here in the back, but it looks cool. I think it looks really cool. And yeah, sorry, it has lots of cutouts in the front. And the fabric, it is lined. I self-lined it with the same fabric, and the fabric is this lovely swimming suit fabric I got from Stoffe.de, and the quality feels really good. I had a bit of a problem with the swimwear elastic because I went to different shops near where I live and they said they don't have it and I should go look there and there and there, and I did that. And then in the end I went for the elastic, the clear swimming wear elastic. Is that what it's called? I don't know. Yeah, the clear one, 6 millimeters wide, and that worked perfectly fine. I mean, we will see what happens when I go into salt water and if the sun will damage it or not, and what happens when I wash it. But yeah, I think it worked quite well, and I have lots of leftover fabric from this, so I will definitely make another Edgewater Avenue swimwear pattern this summer, now that I have tried it once and I know it works and I know how to do it. I watched quite a lot of YouTube videos that Edgewater Avenue has on their YouTube channel, which is great, and I think I will be able to make my own swimwear now, which I'm really happy about it, because swimwear is something that has to fit really well, that you feel comfortable in it, and I think making it yourself can really help in the swimwear journey. Yeah, and then there is one thing that I part sewed and part embroidered, which is this little bookmark, and I hope you can see it. I did some embroidery here on the front. It is my initials, so Talia Schwärzler, and I embroidered that on just a plain cotton, or not a plain cotton, it's a striped cotton, but a cotton fabric. I interfaced it, I embroidered it, and then I cut out the bookmark and sewed it and added this little tassel here. And I also made one for my mom with her initials, but I gave it to her yesterday, so she has it now. And yeah, my mom, my aunt and I, we are thinking about opening up an Etsy shop with all kinds of products that help you create that cottagecore lifestyle you would like to pursue. And this may be one of the products we have there, but we met yesterday to talk things through, and it's more complicated than we thought, deciding on the products, deciding on our concept, etc. But if you have any thoughts on Etsy shops that sell cottagecore themed stuff like home decor and also a few fashion pieces, then let me, and I will let them know what you think about it, if you would buy that kind of bookmark, or if you wouldn't be interested. Just feedback would be really great, so we know if we're on the right path or not. And yeah, the last sewing related thing I did this week was, as I already said, sorting through my fabric stash. I don't have a big stash, it overwhelms me, but I have a few fabrics that I acquired because people gifted me the fabric because they know that I sew, or I have leftovers from other projects. The scrap baskets are quite big, so I sorted through that stuff and I donated some fabrics. I had to get rid of some of them, meaning I threw them away, like scraps and that kind of stuff, because I just don't have the space, and it really weighs on me if I have too much stuff, which sounds weird for a person that has a lot of stuff, but I have to do that decluttering type of thing from time to time, and it felt good. I did that on a weekday when I had a few spare minutes. Yes, so now to the part of the video where I tell you about my sewing plans for next week. And there is one thing that I would like to sew up, which is another one of these twisted jersey tops that I talked about in my last mix video, which I will link above here so you can see what I mean, and I will hopefully insert a picture as well. I cut out another one, and sorry for the rustling, I have cut it out in this zebra kind of jersey, which is a remnant or a scrap piece of some other project that I did. And yeah, I already cut it out, so it's ready to sew, and I will definitely do this week. And then I will finally, hopefully, get to choose a fabric for the Judy dress from Fiber Mood that I really want to make. Or maybe I will go to visit my local fabric store tomorrow and see what they have. And then I will probably also do some embroidery and think further on our Etsy shop plan, what we could do, what people would like to buy. And I think, or I hope, that there are also a few projects I can just spontaneously work on. Maybe another swimsuit, who knows? But yeah, that's my plans for next week. Let me put that away. So, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a lovely weekend and had some time to sew and take some time just for yourself, as I realized this week how important that is to me. And thank you very much if you subscribed to my channel, if you liked the last videos, if you commented on the last videos, and if you haven't subscribed, it would be lovely if you could consider subscribing. Your support is really surreal to me, but it means a lot. You can really believe me, it means a lot. So, as I said, I hope you had a great day, and I hope you have a good day tomorrow, a good start to the new week, and I wish you all the best. Bye guys!